Welcome everyone to Kol Nidre Services, both those of us who are here together in the room and those who are watching by live stream. There's some pressure to move along with Kol Nidre Services because we're supposed to write Kol Nidre before it becomes dark, because the ancient rabbinical court could only meet during the daytime, and we imagine that the court on high is assembling as we begin this holy day together. During the solemn days of awe, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev stood in the doorway of his home feeling dull and lifeless, altogether out of tune with the sacred season. As he stood there, a cobbler passed by looking for work. He called out, "Have you nothing in need of mending?" Hearing those words, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak began to weep as the spirit of the season entered his heart. "Are we not all in need of mending?" said the rabbi. "Is there not something in each of our lives that needs to be mended?" Tonight, as we usher in a sacred day of atonement, where we sense the urgency of the hour and the call to repair ourselves, the gates of heaven are open as we approach God and one another with an open heart, honestly and unconditionally admitting our failings and seeking forgiveness with sincerity and a desire to change. Help us to learn from one another. Give us the humility to recognize our errors. Open our hearts to your presence. Teach us to focus on the people and the things that really matter. Then, in the urgency of the hour, that which is broken in our lives and in the world can be mended. We continue now with the music of Kol Nidre on the cello, played by Alan Stepansky. And if you're a president participating in the Torah processional, please gather in the sanctuary. Past president or president. We continue now with the prayer for those who are unable to fast on page 200, followed by a special reading.
Rivano Shel Olam, Master of the universe, Creator of all, Source of all life, who knows what is deep in human hearts, who nurtures every living being. As you know, dear God, Yom Kippur is upon us, and because of my condition, I am not able to keep the traditional fast. I cannot abstain totally from eating. On this Day of Atonement, this Sabbath of Sabbaths, this year and every year, it is so central to join the people of Israel in denying ourselves food and drink for one day, so that we focus on correcting our misdeeds, on knowing our mortality, on reaching for a life of Torah mitzvot and loving kindness on you. You know, dear God, that it is not my intent to be apart from our people and our tradition. My current state of health makes it unsuitable for me to fast. So, dear God, I turn to you now in sincerity and openness. Help me in the coming year to do my best in guarding my health. Help us, your children, learn how to protect our bodies from harm. Help us support others in caring for their Selim Elohim, their image of God. Teach us to help one another grow and thrive in body, mind, and spirit. Guide caring family and healthcare professionals in their partnering with you to bring healing, if not cure, support, and strength, if not an end to symptoms. And if there's an opportunity for me to help others who suffer by doing something they need or by being attentive company, grant me the ability to do this mitzvah with love and devotion. Rofe Kol Basar, healer of all living creatures, I thank you for the breath that is in me, for the community of Israel that lives for the possibilities of today and tomorrow. May my eating be as a fast. May it be dedicated to you, to tshuva, to the renewal and restoration of my relationship, to you, to others, and to myself.
Amen.
Prayer for every day. Make me too brave to lie or be unkind. Make me too understanding, too, to mind the little hurts companions give and friends, the careless hurts that no one quite intends, that I might add my courage to their own. May I make lonely folks feel less alone and happy ones a little happier yet. May I forget what ought to be forgotten and recall unfailing all that ought to be recalled, each kindly thing, forgetting what may sting. To all upon my way, day after day, let me be joy, be hope, let my life sing.
We rise now as the ark is opened for Kol Nidre, beginning with the procession carrying the Torah scrolls and honoring the leadership of all of our presidents, current and past. On page 204, by the authority of the court on high and by the authority of this court below, with divine consent and with the consent of this congregation, we grant permission to pray with those who have transgressed.
Bishiva shel mala, ubishiva shel mata, al dat hamakom, al dat hakal, anu matirin lifalel im avaryanim. Bishiva shel mala, ubishiva shel mata, al dat hamakom, al dat hakal, anu matirin lifalel im avaryanim. Bishiva shel mala, ubishiva shel mata, al dat hamakom, al dat hakal, anu matirin lifalel im avaryanim. Ay, 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 ay. Kol Nidre v'yasareh v'charameh v'gonameh v'chinuyeh v'kinuruseh Oshevot Dindarna Odei Shemana Odei Aparimna Odei nafshatana miyom kippurim zeh ad yom kippurim haba aleinu letova. On icharatna ve'on kon yehon sharan shvikin shvitin betelim v'taulim la sheririm v'la kayamin nidrana la nidre vesarana la esare Ushevuatana la Shavuot.
Kol Nidre Lesarei V'charamei V'konamei V'chinurei V'kinusei Ushevuot Din darna udishtabana uda acharimna vedasarna al nafshatana miyom kippurim zeh ad Yom Kippurim haba aleinu letova kulhon yicharadna vehon kulhon yehon sharan shevikin shevitin betelim mevutalin lasharirin velakayamin nidrana la nidre ve'esarna la esarei ushevuatana la shevuot.
Kol Nidre V'asarei V'charamei V'konamei V'chinuyei V'kinusei v'hon, kulhon yehon sheran, shevigim, shevitin, v'telinu mevutalin, l'ashirim, v'lokayomin, nidrana, la nidre, ve'asarana, la asare, l'shavuatana, la shavuot.
ונצלח לכל הדת בני ישראל, ולגר הדר בתוכם, כי לכל עם בשגגה. ונצלח לכל הדת בני ישראל, ולגר הגר בתוכם, כי לכל עם בשגגה. ונצלח לכל הדת בני ישראל, ולגר הגר בתוכם, כי לכל עם בשגגה. סלח נא לעוון העם הזה, כי גודל חסדך, וכאשר נסעת לעם הזה, ממצרים ועד הנה, ושם נאמר, ויאמר אדוני, סלחתי כדבריך. ויאמר אדוני, סלחתי כדבריך. ויאמר אדוני, סלחתי כדבריך.
Continue now with the Shehecheyanu prayer at the bottom of the page, taking a moment to realize with gratitude that we have been kept alive and sustained to reach it to this moment.
Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו והקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו והקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Please be seated. We now invite Michael Sagg, our president, to share some words with us. I know he's here. He's just carrying a Torah. He's just carrying a Torah, which is a good thing for a president to do. Lynn Rubin, can you go look for Michael Sagg? It's okay, I think we got it now. You know, I'll tell you something funny. We corresponded, Michael and I, and he texted me, you know, this afternoon just as I was sitting down to eat. And so I said, okay, let's touch base at 5:15. He said, that's when I'm sitting down to eat. And I thought, what could go wrong?
Hi.
Hi.
I guess I missed my thing.
We waited for you.
Sweet. Shana Tova. So much stuff in here today. Oh, right. I forgot. So, I'm delighted to be back in the room with everyone. Hello, hello. Although my message to you is different than it was last week. Before, I spoke passionately about how the door to Shomrei is open to anyone who wants to walk through and find a part of themselves that may be missing. Today, I want to speak with you about the importance of volunteering, giving your time to support not only the programs you want to experience here, but also the experiences that others are looking to have. I'm very proud of what we offer at Shomrei, but as most of you know, our budget is lean. And to continue offering the robust slate of programs, we need a culture of strong volunteerism. I've always found a strong draw to giving my time, especially when the result is something that my family will enjoy. I don't always have that time to contribute, so I really get it when it adds strain to an already crowded schedule. I know it can be hard to make space. My wife and I both work full-time in the city, but still find the time to prioritize service. It's a crucial element of our lives. We must all contribute, or there may not be programs we want to have and we want and have come to love. The new initiatives we want to see come together. We start teaching this value to our B'nai Mitzvah cohorts, encouraging them to invest time and energy into a mitzvah project they feel passionate about. Having just gone through this process with my own daughter Jordan, it's remarkable to see how her efforts have been rewarded. Yes, financially for her cause, but more importantly with a feeling of pride and accomplishment that is often difficult for young people to achieve. Many of you here have heard of MESH, the Montclair Emergency Services for the Homeless. Do you know that they provide an average of 20 meals each week? And if you do quick math in your head, do you know that they provide nearly 1,000 meals every year to those with food insecurity? Most of this effort has been led by a few people here. Lynn Kurzweil and Aileen Grossman have been leading this charge for years, and they need your help. Last week I spoke about the Mensch Squad. Many congregants have needed their help over the years, from rides to doctors or to shul, to helping organize Shiva Minions. Dale Rusakoff has been instrumental in organizing this group, and she needs your help. Do you know that Parrot volunteers are organizing and producing Pizza in the Hut? I hope you're excited about it, because I am excited about it. Very literally producing a full event with the lead chair pulling support from, where needed, from Shomrei staff and administration. The parents who volunteer their time to organize for the kids need your help. Do you know that Nancy and Charlie Breslin led the team to build and decorate the beautiful sukkah this year, as they do nearly every year? We had 20 or so volunteers with us to put it up, and it was smooth and efficient, but it wouldn't happen without those two and their energy, the folks who showed up with their ladders and their tools. Nancy and Charlie need your help. Do you know that Sarita and John spend hours each week making sure you get the right communication about all the events that are going on? If they don't let us know what's happening, would we know where to go and what to do? I wouldn't. Sarita and John need our help. Do you know our beloved education team goes beyond the requirements of their jobs to support initiatives in their free time, to make sure our kids have a great experience when they are invited to celebrate or give of their time and service to others? Ayla and Lily, Shirley and Mara need our help. Before I became president, I could not fathom the amount of work that goes into organizing not only our High Holy Day services, but also our ritual gatherings every year. At the center of that effort is Jeff Sadow. Jeff can't do it alone. Jeff needs our help. I'm missing so many valued volunteers, and for that, I apologize. At Shomrei, we have a very healthy culture of volunteerism from a dedicated core, but we must expand. We must continue, and we need your help to get there. When you come with us and walk through the open doors of Shomrei during the next year, find where you are most passionate, and please consider how you can give of your time for Tikkun Olam. Don't see the thing that feels right to you? Propose something new. Gather a group of like-minded people to help support it. At Shomrei, there's always space for more. But it starts with you. It starts with you finding your own passion for volunteerism. It starts with you remembering your commitments to community and thinking of how you can deliver on them with this group. So when you're thinking about repentance this year, when you're considering how you might do better or be better in the coming year, think about the gift of time, the gift of being a leader, the gift of yourself. There are many ways to get involved. You have an idea we've never thought of? Great. You have a calling we don't know about? Super. It starts with you. It starts with us. If we all chip in, the way becomes clear. Come on and let's do it together. L'Shana Tova, everyone.
Thank you, Michael. We continue now with the Baruch Hu, which begins our Mariv service. Please rise as you are able on page 207.
Nine, nine, nine,
Nine, nine, nine, nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Umavir yom, umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uben laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai bekayam, tamidim loch aleinu, le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hamari barami כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. באהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר נותנים לצווארך היום לבניך, ושינתם לבניך ודיברתם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ושרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בימיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Adonai Elohechem emet.
We continue in the middle of page 210.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר ועבודש, נורא Hashkimenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkimenu, Hashkimenu, Adonai Eloheinu. V'tagnenu b'etzah tova, v'lefanecha, v'hoshienu lema'an shemecha. Hashkimenu, Hashkimenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkimenu, Hashkimenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ufras aleinu sukkah shlomecha baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkah shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Please rise if you're able as we turn to page 212, the second paragraph, the special prayer announcing Yom Kippur.
Ki vayom hazeh yelaper aleichem, letaher etchem mikol chatoteichem, bifnei Adonai titaru.
In a moment, we're going to continue with the silent Amida, which is found on pages 213 through 221. We will give anyone the time that they need to say the prayers that are in the book or in their hearts. When you're finished, if you can sit down, then we'll know when we're ready to move on as a community. The Chatzi Kaddish, page 212.
Yitkadal, yitkadal, Shemei Rabbah. Ve'amad yivrak kirotei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Va'agalav v'zman kariv v'imeru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam le'olam le'olam. Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yinaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitalev v'yitalo, Shmei Kudesh Abrihu, Le'ela, Le'ela, Mikol berchata v'shirata, Tush berchata, v'nechem mata, Tayom v'yoma, v'yimeru, Amen.
We now move into the section of our service where we begin reciting prayers as a community that we only recite on Yom Kippur, beginning on page 223 with a beautiful piyut. May our supplications rise up at evening, our pleas arrive with the dawn, our songs transform the dusk.
Ya'aleh tachanunenu
Can we do the Nigun too first, maybe? Sure. Okay. Sorry.
Nai, nai,
Nai, nai, nai. I want you guys to learn it. Nai, 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 nai. Nai, 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 with 3 different cycles of the Slichot forgiveness prayers, each with its own theme. Beginning on page 225, the first cycle of the Slichot prayers, pleas of mercy. We're at the top of 225. We continue with Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum B'Chanun. We're on page 226, towards the bottom of the page in the bold. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum B'Chanun, Erech Chabayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Noser Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon B'Fesha, V'Chatai V'Nakeh. V'Salachta L'Avonotenu, Chatatenu, V'Nechaltanu. Selach lanu Avinu ki chatanu, mechal lanu malkeinu ki fashanu, ki ata Adonai tov v'salach, v'rav chesed lechol porecha. The second cycle of the Slichot prayers focuses on human vulnerability. We join together first in the Hebrew and then in the English on page 227 for the piyut, Ki Hine Kachomer.
Ki hine kachomer biyad hayotzer, birtzoto marchi, ubirtzoto mekatzer. Kein anachnu beyadcha, chesed notzer
responsibly in the English. As the helm in the hand of the sailor who holds the course or abandons it at will, so we are in your hand, good and forgiving God.
Recall your covenant, do not heed the accuser.
Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer. Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer.
As glass in the hand of the glazer who shapes or melts it at will, so are we in your hand, pardoner of sin and transgression.
Recall your covenant, do not heed the accuser.
Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer. Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer.
As cloth in the hand of the draper who drapes or twists it at will, so are we in your hand, righteous God.
Recall your covenant, do not heed the accuser.
Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer. Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer. Hinei hakesef b'yad hatzorei. Birzoto misaksik, ubirzoto misaref. Kein anachnu beyadcha, mamsid nazor teref. Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer. Labrit habit ve'al tefen la'yetzer. Page 229 in the bold Adonai, Adonai. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Hapayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Noser Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon Ha'fesha V'Chata V'salachta l'avoninu, v'chatinu n'chaltanu. Selach lanu avinu, ki chatanu. Mechal lanu malkeinu, ki pashanu. Ki ata Adonai, tov v'salach, v'rav chesed l'chol porecha. We turn now to page 231 for the third cycle of the Sichot prayers, yearning for God. We focus on the reading in the middle of the page. In English, the world is full of your glory.
Adonai, where shall I find you? High and hidden is your place. And where shall I not find you? The world is full of your glory. I sought your closeness. I called to you with all my heart. And going out to meet you, I found you coming toward me.
Kevod chamalei olam, kevod chamalei olam, yana emtzacha, kevod chamalei olam. We continue on page 213.
rather 232. Adonai, Adonai, Arachum in the bold. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Bechanun, Erech Apayim, Verav Chesed Be'emet, Noser Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon Rafesha, Vechata Benakei, V'salachta Lavonenu, Uchatenu Unchaltanu, Selach Lanu Avinu, Kechatanu, Mechalanu Malkeinu, Kivashanu, Ki Ata Adonai, Tov V'Salach, V'Rav Chesed L'Chol Porecha. We rise as we are able, as the ark is opened for Shema Kolenu, page 233.
Shema Kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Usverachem Aleinu, Vekabel berachamim uveratzon, et tefilateinu. Shema Kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Usverachem Aleinu, Vekabel berachamim uveratzon, et tefilateinu. Hashivenu Adonai elecha, v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh yameinu, kekedem. Hashivenu Adonai elecha, v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh yameinu, kekedem. Al tashlichenu milfanecha, veruach kodshecha al tikach mimenu. Al tashlichenu milfanecha, veruach kodshecha al tikach mimenu. Al tashlichenu le'et zikna, kichlot kolchenu al ta'azvenu. Al tashlichenu le'et zikna, kichlot kolchenu al ta'azvenu.
We continue together on page 234.
Eloheinu v'Eloi Avotenu v'Imotenu, Salach lanu v'chanu, Haver
ותהו שנותיך לא יתמו. אלוהינו ואלוהינו, תבוא לפניך תפילתנו, ואל תתעלם מבחינתנו, שאין אנחנו זייפנים וקשי עורף, לומר לפניך אדוני אלוהינו, ואלוהי אבותינו צדיקים אנחנו ולא חטאנו, אבל אנחנו ואבותינו חטאנו. איי 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 confession on page 237. We'll start together in the Hebrew and then read responsively in English and then pick it up again in the Hebrew. אחרי שחטאנו לפניך באונס ומרצון, ואחרי שחטאנו לפניך באימוץ הלב, אחרי שחטאנו לפניך בבלי דעת, ואחרי שחטאנו לפניך בביטוי שפתיים. We have sinned against you unwillingly and willingly.
We have sinned against you through hardening our hearts.
We have sinned against you thoughtlessly.
And we have sinned against you in idle chatter.
We have sinned against you through sexual immorality.
And we have sinned against you openly and in private.
We have sinned against you knowingly and deceitfully.
And we have sinned against you by the way we talk.
We have sinned against you by defrauding others.
And we have sinned against you in our innermost thoughts.
We have sinned against you through forbidden trysts.
And we have sinned against you through empty confession.
We have sinned against you by scorning parents and teachers.
And we have sinned against you purposely and by mistake.
We have sinned against you by resorting to violence.
And we have sinned against you by public desecration of your name.
We have sinned against you through foul speech.
And we have sinned against you through foolish talk.
We have sinned against you through pursuing the impulse to evil.
And we have sinned against you wittingly and unknowingly.
אחרי שחטאנו לפניך ביצר הרע, ואחרי שחטאנו לפניך ביודעים ובלא יודעים, על כולם נעשה לראות, סלח לנו, נחל לנו,
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך ולסתם, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בלשון הרע.
We have sinned against you through denial and deceit.
We have sinned against you by speaking lies.
We have sinned against you by clever cynicism.
And we have sinned against you by speaking ill of others.
We have sinned against you by the way we do business.
And we have sinned against you in our eating and our drinking.
We have sinned against you by greed and oppressive interest.
And we have sinned against you through arrogance.
We have sinned against you in everyday conversation.
We have sinned against you through conspiratorial glances.
We have sinned against you through condescension.
And we have sinned against you through stubbornness.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בעיניים רמות, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בעזות מצח. ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו ומחל לנו, כפר לנו.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בפריקת עול, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בפלילות, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בסטיית רע, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בצרות עין.
We have sinned against you by throwing off all restraint.
And we have sinned against you by rashly judging others.
We have sinned against you by plotting against others.
And we have sinned against you through selfishness.
We have sinned against you through superficiality.
And we have sinned against you through stubbornness.
We have sinned against you by rushing to do evil.
And we have sinned against you through gossip.
We have sinned against you through empty promises.
And we have sinned against you through baseless hatred.
We have sinned against you by betraying trust.
And we have sinned against you by succumbing to confusion.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בתשומת יד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בתימהון לבב, ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו ומחל לנו,
Please be seated. We continue now with a special poem on page 240 towards the bottom of the page, read responsibly by paragraph. Each of us has a name.
As we read through the piyut at the bottom of 240, please think of a name that you have that you'd like to hear more in the coming year. I'll read a paragraph and invite you to read each one after me alternatively. Each of us has a name given by the source of life and given by our parents.
Each of us has a name given by our stature and our smile, and given by what we wear.
Each of us has a name given by the mountains and given by our walls.
Each of us has a name given by the stars and given by our neighbors.
Each of us has a name given by our sins and given by our longing.
Each of us has a name given by our enemies and given by our love.
Each of us has a name given by our celebrations and given by our work.
Each of us has a name given by the seasons and given by our blindness.
Each of us has a name given by the sea and given by our death.
We continue now with Avinu Malkeinu. Please rise as you are able, as the ark is opened on page 243.
Avinu Malkeinu chatanu lefanecha.
We continue responsibly in the middle of the page.
Avinu Malkeinu hachazirenu b'tshuva shlema lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu hachazirenu b'tshuva shlema lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu shalach refuah shlema lecholei amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu shalach refuah shlema lecholei amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu zochreinu b'zikaron tov lefanecha.
lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu Zolteinu Tov lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Geula V'Yeshua.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Geula V'Yeshua.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Parnasah V'Chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Parnasah V'Chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Zechuya.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Zechuya.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Slicha Mechila.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Slicha Mechila.
Avinu
We remain standing for Kaddish Shalem, page 245.
Yitzgadal v'yitkadash Shem Rabbah Amen. Ve'yamad yivrach yiruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon u'yomechon u'v'chal Yisrael b'adala u'bizman karim v'yimeru Amen.
I want to dedicate my words this evening to the memory of my grandparents, Marge and Henry Moss, who were owners of a jewelry store, Moss Jewelers, in Elyria, Ohio. In 1918, at the age of 5, Joe Fine started attending religious school at Shomrei Emunah in the original building on Bloomfield Avenue. He remembers being sent home a few years later at the age of 8 or 9 for coming to high holiday services wearing a new cardigan and trousers that his grandfather had made because he wasn't wearing a suit jacket. When asked what the town of Montclair was like in the 1920s, Joe described Bloomfield Avenue, starting at the corner of Maple, store by store, beginning with Walensky's department store, which was owned by Louis and his 3 brothers, Morris, Sammy, and Jaime, and then continuing up the street to the pharmacy. Joe remembered Martin's Pharmacy at the corner of Mission Street and then Miller's Market, and Abe Swirsky's building located near the old shoe shine shop. Across the street was Gillerstein's hardware store, and near the corner of Hartley Street was Abe Rosenstein's butcher shop. His own father owned an auto glass repair shop at the corner of Elm and Bloomfield, not far from the grocery store run by Abraham Rosenberg, the great-grandfather of a friend of mine. Our congregation was founded in 1905 when Mr. Abraham Kernish wanted to say Kaddish while sitting Shiva for a beloved family member. He asked a group of men from Bloomfield and Montclair to join him for the minyan. Shortly afterwards, 117 years ago to this month, 18 men from Bloomfield and Montclair came together for their first congregational meeting. According to the handwritten minutes, Mr. Max Moses, the first president of the synagogue, quote, offered the premises of his business, and the men and women gathered in the rear of the shop to daven. A group of Jewish shopkeepers founded a congregation and named it Shomrei Emunah, Keepers of the Faith. I've been curious about why the founders of our congregation chose the name Shomrei Emunah and what that name means to us today. But there are few records from those early years, and even Joe Fine, the oldest living congregant at the time of his interview in 1995, didn't reveal the answer. Not ready to give up, I reached out by email to Dr. Jonathan Sarna, the well-known Brandeis Professor of American Jewish History, who writes about the historical significance of synagogue names in his book, American Judaism. To my delight, he wrote back, saying, I don't discuss the name Shomrei Emunah in my book, but I did a quick Google search, revealing half a dozen shuls by this name, all of them conservative or Orthodox. This led Dr. Sarna to believe that religiously inclined Eastern European Jews who immigrated to America and felt guilty about coming to a country widely known as the Treifena Medina, the non-kosher country, those were the folks that started our synagogue. Sarna wrote, sometimes founders used synagogue names to express their resolve to keep the commandments even in America. I then asked my friend Seth Goren, whose great-grandfather was one of the shul's founder, where Abraham Rosenberg the grocer was born. And sure enough, he was born in Doliniv, Belarus in 1880 and immigrated with his tefillin to Montclair in 1905. And in 1905, when our newly founded congregation borrowed a Torah from a congregation in nearby Newark called Anshe Russia, People of Russia, Joe Fine believes that was the same Torah scroll that his grandmother and his mother Yetta brought over from Europe when they immigrated and settled in Newark in 1888 or 1889. Today,
Most of us immigrate to Montclair from Brooklyn or Hoboken, or occasionally Jersey City, San Francisco, even Princeton. We move here for reasons similar to Joe Fine in the 1900s and Molly Schrager in the 1950s, for work, for family, for leafy trees and streams near a train station to New York. And we join the synagogue as they did for friendships and a sense of belonging, to preserve Jewish traditions, and to gather as a community in both good times and bad times. I've heard many of you say kindly to me that you feel lucky to have me as your new rabbi. I want you to know the feeling is mutual. I feel so lucky to have you as my congregation. We moved here for work, obviously, but also for family. We don't have any family here in Montclair, but when I worked on campus, I often celebrated Shabbat and holidays with college students, while Justice and the kids were at home or with families at the local synagogue. I moved here so my family could be part of the same synagogue where I work as a rabbi. We also wanted to be part of a progressive community with tree-lined streets, access to a boathouse for rowing, and a much shorter commute to New York for Justice. On a deeper level, we moved for the opportunity to be part of a community that embraced open-door Judaism, as Michael Sagg, our president, spoke about so beautifully on Rosh Hashanah. I wanted to be the rabbi of a community that loves to sing and yearns to feel spiritually alive in the synagogue. I wanted to be the rabbi in a place that would challenge me with tough questions and give me new insights into Torah when we studied together. I wanted to join a community committed to feeding the hungry and helping refugees, a community with a mensch squad that takes care of our families when they hit a rough patch. I wanted to lead a community that was curious to see how traditions could be joyful, relevant, and infused with new energy. I wanted to be part of a community powered by volunteers. Part of the reason I was so curious about our namesake was because nowadays most of us simply call this synagogue Shomrei, dropping Emunah altogether. Even though I think faith is very important, whether faith in God with room for questions or faith in humanity, as our student rabbi Lily Lucy spoke about so eloquently last year, I actually love that we just call ourselves Shomrei. The word Shomrei means keepers, guardians, protectors of something precious. When we simply call ourselves Shomrei, that leaves it open-ended for each of us to decide what is most valuable and inspiring to us about Judaism and Jewish community. The word Shomrei is plural and active. Just as the founders needed a minyan to say Kaddish, we need an entire community of people working together to be guardians, even if, or perhaps because each of us is drawn to different aspects of this ancient heritage that we share. A lot of synagogue names are nouns rather than verbs, houses, ritual objects, people. But guardians are only guardians when they are actively engaged. Without a doubt, the Hebrew word lishmor in all its grammatical manifestations appears most often in the Torah in connection to keeping the commandments, the laws, the covenant, the Torah. There are over 125 times in the Torah when our namesake appears in connection to preserving Jewish tradition. Sometimes I make the mistake of understanding this too narrowly, as only referring to the ritual commandments like keeping Shabbat and keeping Passover, when actually being Shomer Mitzvot refers to all of the commandments, both the ritual ones and the ethical ones. When we are guardians of our faith, we're preserving Jewish values both by celebrating the holidays and by helping those who are vulnerable. And in one instance, when God is speaking to Abraham, it's clear that we are called not only to preserve our tradition's legacy of holiness, but also of justice. God singles out Abraham, Vishamru, Derech Adonai, La'asot Tzedakah Umishpat, telling him to instruct his children and the generations that came after, which is us, to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is just and right. Now, the verb lishmor often appears accompanied by other verbs. For example, lishmor vela'asot, indicating that guarding or preserving or keeping is somehow different from doing. It also means that simply doing something as it's always been done doesn't necessarily preserve it. This past Shabbat Tshuva, we read about the final commandment in the Torah, the mitzvah for each and every person to write a Torah scroll for themselves. In the words of Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, it is not enough to say we received the Torah from Moses. We received the Torah from our parents. We have to take the Torah and make it new in every generation. We have to write our own scroll. Rabbi Sachs says that the point is not that the Torah is old, but that it is new. It's not just about the past, but about the future. It speaks to us here, now, but not without our making the effort to write it again. When Molly Schrager moved to Montclair in 1949 to be reunited with her sister after the Holocaust, she and her husband Sam joined our synagogue right away, and they opened up a store on Church Street selling the best pocketbooks and leather goods. In her words, everyone got a deal, why not? When a kid came in to buy a gift for their mother, sometimes they didn't have enough money, she explained, but Molly gave it to them anyway. Her customers were very loyal. It was Molly's care and attention in helping them pick out a very nice gift, just the right gift, that kept the customers coming back year after year. Her son Manny told me in those days, a lady's pocketbook had to match her shoes. So women would bring a shoe with them in the store when they were shopping. And if Molly didn't have the right pocketbook, she would keep the shoe. And once a week, she would travel to Manhattan with a bag full of shoes. And she would go to all of her favorite suppliers, and she would pick out the right matching pocketbook one by one. As a shopkeeper, Molly teaches us an important lesson about what it means for us to be keepers, Shomrei, of this precious tradition we have inherited. In order to be Shomrei, each of us needs to find the gift within Judaism, the right gift for us. Each of us needs to find the volunteer opportunity that Michael was talking about before that matches our passions and our interests, our skills and our yearnings. And as your rabbi, I hope to get to know you deeply and personally. And then once I see a glimpse of the color of your inner landscape, I hope to help you find the perfect matching gift within Judaism. This is one of the reasons I wanted to be the rabbi of a congregation of this size. As a community, I want to help. Let me start again. As a community, I want us to help each other find the Jewish experiences that will really speak to us, that will stir our souls. And if it doesn't exist yet, then let's build it together. When Justice and I were deciding whether to accept the invitation to come to Montclair, to come to Shomrei, we asked ourselves, what are the conditions of this soil? If this synagogue is like a garden, are the conditions of the soil fertile, that if I till and I tend it, it will grow and flourish? The first time the verb lishmor appears in the Torah is in connection to the Garden of Eden. God asks us le'ovda u'leshomra, to till and to tend it. When we visited, looking around at the people who are a part of this congregation and seeing we cared about and yearned for the same things, we felt, yes, this synagogue has the potential to be creative and to flourish and to grow and eventually to become one of the best synagogues in America. But I cannot tend this garden alone. That's why we're called Shomrei in the plural. This garden that Jewish shopkeepers planted 117 years ago can only flourish if each one of us contributes with the work of our hands and the work of our hearts to till and to tend it, to learn and to teach, to preserve, to do, and to write our own Torah, to help each other find the perfect match from within this treasure trove of our tradition. And in this way, we will be worthy of our namesake, Shomrei. In this way, we will preserve and reinvent this precious legacy we call Judaism with joy, compassion, new insights, active engagement, and deep connection. Kain Yehi Ratzon. May it be God's will. We turn now to our concluding prayers. Please rise as you are able on page 246 for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu L'Shabeach
L'Adon HaKol, L'Teit Gdula Yotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kirei Haratzot, Velo Samanu B'Yishlavot Adama, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, Teboraleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, U'mishachalim U'modim, Lifnei Melech, V'achrei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Baruch Hashemayim Imah, Shrinatuzo, Shrinatuzo, Begodei Meromim, Ru Eloheinu Eino, Elef Malkeinu Efes Ulato, Kakatu B'Torato, Yadatayon, Yadatayon, Ve'ashevota Elef Avecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, V'Shamayim Imah, V'Yol Haaretz, V'Yol Haaretz, Mitachat Eino, Eino.
הכתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
נאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Please be seated. As we turn in a moment to the mourner's Kaddish, I want to acknowledge the passing of Amy Brooks' father just a few hours before Kol Nidre. Our heartfelt condolences to you and to the family. I now ask mourners and those observing a yard site and those whose tradition it is to rise for the mourner's Kaddish to please rise as you are able, page 247, יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה. יעמד דברה חיותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי זכור בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה. ברח וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו. לעילה לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה. זמירן ועלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה. בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. Please be seated. We continue now with singing a special melody for Chad Sha'alti. You should be able to find a little card in the pocket in the back of your machzor that has the words in Hebrew transliteration and in English.
Chad Sha'alti
et Adonai, Ota, Avakesh, Shiti, et Adonai, Kol Nidre, only one thing I ask of thee, God, only one thing that I seek to dwell with thee in your light, God, all of the days of my life. Chad Sha'alti et Adonai, Ota, Avakesh, Shiti, et Adonai, Kol Nidre,
Now I want to invite our President, Michael Sagg, to share some announcements.
Thanks again. Suffice it to say, there's an unbelievable amount of stuff going on. I will try and keep it tight. On the 6th, there's a Sukkot study Zoom. That sounds intriguing. Thank you. Shabbat on the 7th, Shabbat and a Kiddush on the 8th. As I mentioned, Pizza in the Hut on the 12th. Wait, lost my order. Okay. On the 15th and the 16th, there are a big couple of days, you guys. On the 15th, there's Tat Shabbat and Kinei Matov, followed by services and a special Kiddush, a special sponsored Kiddush. We are looking, hopefully, see my speech earlier, for some volunteers that maybe on Thursday night and Friday morning can help prepare. We're also looking for some sponsors, small sponsors, $18, $36 to help us cover the cost of that special Kiddush. If you're interested, there's information, I think, on the website. If you can't find it, you can reach out to me. I'll point you in the right direction. On the 16th, I brought this piece of paper here. You guys should check this out. There's a handout on the table out front for the Walk for Change. You guys know we used to help and support those in need under IHN, now called Family Promise. This is a walk in Verona Park, starting on Sunday the 16th at 9 a.m. There is information to sign up and register on that sheet. It seems like a fun idea. I like walking and exercise. Perhaps I'll see you there. you should stay tuned for another round of, dare I call it, get to know your rabbi meet and greets, where the transition committee has a new list of dates. They're looking for folks that want to participate and get an opportunity to meet her in a smaller setting. That type of conversation can be invaluable. And I think, I'll get to this page in a second. On the 28th is our second Zamru of the year. I don't know how many of you guys were able to join us in the first Zamru. It was pretty awesome. It was outside. I don't know if the goal is to do it outside again, but it might be a little chilly by then. I guess we'll see. It was an exquisite experience. I cannot recommend it enough. It was exciting and musical and a celebration the likes of which I have not seen in a bit. I really recommend you check it out if you can. The rest of what I have on my list are all the Yom Kippur services. You guys know, be back here tomorrow morning. We're going to have Yom Kippur for a full day of services, Yisker, and I don't think I need to tell you each one of these events that's going to go on. If you have your kids with you, there will be babysitting, and there will be family services and teen discussions throughout the morning. I can't wait to see you guys here again. Thank you so much.
What time is this going on tomorrow? What time?
What time tomorrow? 9:30. Let's start at 9:30.
And just stay all day.
And just stay all day.
It's okay if I just get here at 9 though?
Yeah.
Noah, whatever you want, Noah.
I just want to also say we'll be celebrating Simchat Torah with the other area synagogues outside on Church Street with dancing. So keep your eyes out. Simchat Torah is coming up in a few weeks. Well, like 12, soon. Okay. Adon Olam. We're going to conclude our service with Adon Olam, page 249. Adon Olam, Asher Allah, Bezer Kol Yetzir Nivra, Me'ez Nasa, Bechesra Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nivra, Azai Melech Shemo Nivra, Ve'acharei Kibbot Hakol, Levado Yimlov Nora, Lehu what are you doing? What is that? And I said, it's oral. And he's like, well, what is that? Surely comes. I said, yeah, I don't even see
The guardian angel.
And you're hungry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. You know, Sarah Ann, I saw it slipping through my calendar. Finally. Oh, next week I thought I'm going to meet, right? Yeah. Hey. Not so bad. Thanks. Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi. Yeah, it's really nice to meet you. Yeah. I love your. Thank you. You know, we're gonna try our best. I hope you won't. It won't be early. We won't do it early. It won't be early.
What are the dates for the meeting?
The dates, there's a lot of different dates. It's gonna, you can either email Rabbi Julie at Shomrei, but it's gonna come out. You get the email from the Yeah, but there's like I don't know, 12 dates or something. So hopefully one of them will look for it. Can you tell me your name? I'm Susan. Susan. I look forward to it.
I enjoyed your time run. I need your fun.
You knew it.
When I came to Montclair in 75.
Wow.
So he was a real balabusta.
Yeah. They said it was amazing. There's something like this.
I used to daven in Shomrei Money and Butterfly.
Oh, really? So that was one of the other eight.
I'm sure there are more than that because I've known at least 3 or 4 myself.
I don't think Zamru did extensive research.
I'm sure he did because he's a very common name from it.
Yeah. It's not as common as his name like that. Like I was saying, I don't think it's very
I used to go on Shabbos. I used to go to Beth El to have Moshe Katzvitzky sing. That was you would daven in Shtiebel and you go to Beth El and hear Katzvitzky.
nice.
Of course, I was
I didn't. No. Joe Klein might have thrown me out because I told people they didn't have to do the project.
Either way.
Well, you understand why. Yeah. You know, I learned a lot from these. I have these cassette tapes that I was listening to, trying to find a cassette tape. And I was looking for the answer to one question, but along the way I found other. Did you come from a college? I did. I came from Princeton. I was there for 17 years. Yeah. There was a little bit of information definitely in history. They make a part about the minutes there, but a lot of it came from her. Manny I spoke to a little bit. His mother was one of the people who would say, I just wanted to send this. Thank you. I appreciate
didn't have your normal scan. I said, to check my eyesight. See you tomorrow.
It works. I didn't know that. They're seriously beautiful. What was the first thing you played again? And I don't think we would see that. I'm so big. It's funny, we're canceling Raphael's challenge. His teacher said, I'm not staying where his teacher's not doing it, so it's got to, you know. Yeah. That's not your version. Anyway, that's part of his his name is Eagle Ross. It's a girl, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's ever seen him, but we found him through the music teacher at his middle school. And he started learning with us. I would put him on the stereo. So, but he seems to like actually not want to be a teacher, like class teacher. He has some teachers who like really, obviously like you want to know like technique, you have to like do a lot of exercise and stuff like that. But Raphael really loves to play solo pieces, and he doesn't really care. I mean, not that he cared all that stuff, but he was gonna play because he was like, I just want to play. He plays. He likes to play.